Welcome to Love Life After, where we embark on the beautiful journey of love, life, and resilience. I am Christelle, your host and friend on this exploration. Whether you're joining us for the first time or you're a cherished member of our family, thank you for being here. On this podcast, we'll share personal tales of triumph, heartache, and the incredible transformation that unfold after every challenge. So grab your favorite glass of wine, cup of tea, or coffee and find a cozy spot and let's dive into this magic of love, life, and everything that happens after the obstacle. And remember, your story is our inspiration, and together we'll navigate this journey ahead.
Baby, you're my coat. She got me feeling like a dope fiend. I'm addicted to a black queen. Baby, you're my coat. She got me feeling like a dope fiend. I'm addicted to a black queen.
Welcome back to Love Life After. I am your host, Christelle. In today's episode, I'm going to actually step back out of myself a little bit. I'm going to be talking about the little girl in me. So, if you have been keeping up with this episode, with this season, this is season of growth. If this is your first time listening, I will really advise you to go back and listen to some of the episodes from like previous seasons so you can really understand a little bit more about the story I'm getting ready to share. So, like I said, this season is season of growth. I'm going to be sharing more about me, about some, things that I've experienced, some things that helped me, and I just want to go ahead and share a little bit more about what my past and what I had to go through to get to where I am today. But if you have been continuing to listen, thank you so much for listening, and I really truly appreciate you. And again, for those of you who has not, this season has not been edited at all. So this is just literally me telling my story, reading from the books that I wrote, and just trying to share more about my experiences and how it made me the person that I am today. So, this week, I'm going to be sharing more so about like something really deep and personal to me that I don't think even a lot of people that know me don't even know about this. So, it's really a part of myself that I've only recently honestly like just started embracing a few years ago, which is the little girl in me. So, the one that I felt like was ignored for so long, the one that was like silenced and left behind for years, right? But now I feel like I've been like reparenting her, meaning like I'm loving her more and I'm actually like really protecting her. And that has like really changed everything within the last few years because I've learned to embrace that little girl back then. And now well, I guess what I'm doing is embracing to love that part of me, which is the reason why like I've learned to love my whole self. Like when I say I love to love, I've even like done a video recently where I've been like really, really just honest with myself and look in the mirror and tell myself that I am doing the right thing for myself and the little girl that was back then that I have grown up to be. So if you like ever felt disconnected from, I guess, your past or who you are, or I guess who you used to be, then I feel like this story is for you. And if you're also like on a healing journey and you don't really know where to start, I hope this episode really speaks to you. So I'm going to be taking a lot of breath because, again, like the stuff that I'm sharing or things that I've shared in my book, and also things that I have been working on myself and some of them I've worked on, and I really just want to be able to share this. And yeah, I'm gonna probably share more. I know this season has kind of been like all about storytelling, but just bear with me. I do have other people that want to come, but I'm really like trying to pause that for a few and just try to like share myself with you so you can understand me more. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually too I wrote this letter. I'm gonna pause for a few minutes and then I'm gonna grab the letter that I'm gonna read it in here. So hopefully y'all could, get a little understanding about who that little girl was. So, but let me continue. So the first one, what I want to talk about first is who was this little girl? Who was she? So this little girl, which is my old self, was very quiet. She was also very observant, always trying to make, well, I guess she was always trying to make sure that everybody else is okay before herself, right? But deep down, she was just lost and she wanted to feel love. She wanted to feel safe and she also wanted to feel understood. And as she got older, talking about your childhood and your personality, sometimes it feels like you don't really know who that person was until you really dig deep and then you learn. Like for me, it was more so about learning the person that shaped me, which was that little girl. That little girl shaped me to become who I am today. Also, like I remember one time as a child, right? And this memory really stuck with me because I've talked about this with my parent, I mean with my mom rather, like years ago. I think when I was a teenager. Um, because I felt like the reason why it stood up to me because it was pivotal, it was a pivotal moment in my childhood because I asked one day, why doesn't, like when you look in movies and things, you see people, other people, kiss, you see husband and wife kiss, or, like in French, I mean, in Africa, I feel like a lot of people don't really show affection as they should. So I remember that conversation when I was asking her, like, why don't you guys kiss, right? But I guess they do, but they don't show it in front of the children. It's like we never really got to see that, and that stood to me. And that conversation stood to me. She just like kind of like brushed it up because she didn't really know how to answer. And part of the reason was because she didn't see that growing up. So they were taught not to show that in front of other people, which to me, I learned later on that that could be a reason why I am the way I am with my husband now. Because at some point, if you were listening, I talked about how I didn't want to show him affection because it wasn't something that was natural for me for so long. But now, don't get me wrong, we like all lovey-dovey public and all. But before, it was something because of that little girl was so stuck back there and she didn't know how to react or how to act to things like that, like when it comes to like love and affection, right? So, but I do remember us, me and my brother and my sibling, well, all my siblings actually, we had a conversation a few years ago where we talk about, it was like Valentine's Day episode where we talked about how, you feel like sometimes you don't get, what you want in a relationship because of your past traumas, right? I don't really see it as past trauma with that. I'm talking about the emotional aspect because I've experienced it and then my brother experienced it. But my sister, she did too, but it was a little different. So we had that conversation. My brother is like kind of like me. I'm talking about my younger brother. He's kind of like me in a way because we were both like really didn't know how to show affection to our significant other. But like now I know, speaking for myself, I'm a little different and I think he is too now because I see him more when I'm around him and his partner So I see it more. Um, but I just feel like sometimes we don't really connect with the past and then we hold on to it so much that it follows us until we actually let it go. I guess that lean into the next segment, which is what she didn't receive, right? Because nobody taught, this is me going back to the little girl, nobody taught me how to say I was, or say what I was feeling. Nobody taught me that it was okay to cry or feel angry. So what I did was I really learned and to suppress like all that feeling. Um, and the only thing I knew was like to learn to smile through whatever, I was going through. So I also learned to like carry that weight that was holding me back as that little girl. Um, so I guess what I would say was I didn't really get the validation or the affection or the emotional safety that I needed back then, which really just connected with m- my adult self. And that's how it shaped me handling my relationship with people around me and then also my children now because um now like I want my before it didn't really like I didn't really I guess the last 10 year the last 10 year of my life now has been like so different because I want my children to see that. I want them to see the love, the affection, like because me and my husband we've worked so hard to build our relationship back up that only thing we want or focus is ourselves so we could be better for our children so they could like learn and also not really like be stuck into what we did as parent. So our goal is to really like learn to reshape our children so they can have that emotional validation that I didn't get as a child. So which I guess kind of like shaped my reparenting style a little bit because I had no idea what reparenting meant until I actually went to therapy. And I know it's simple, we give ourselves, I guess, the love and the safety and support that we didn't get as a child. So that's pretty much like what reparenting means to as well when we don't get those safety that we feel like we need as a child. Um, it kind of shape who we are as adult. And like by all means, it's not easy at all, but very much me having to do the work in therapy and work through it and really like learn to love that little girl back then and letting her know that it's okay. It really, really shaped who I am as a parent now. And I want them to like feel that it's okay to cry, it's okay to have emotion, it's okay to show emotion. You don't have to like be so tough all the time. And I feel like as adults right now, we're not perfect, right? Nobody's in life is perfect. Going through all of that really taught me to know more about boundary, about being soft and forgiving and loving and just being myself without feeling like there's somebody out there to get me. So I want to go ahead and read this letter to you guys real quick. And I may like pause at time if I need to, but no, actually, I think I'm just going to go ahead and read the letter, the whole thing. I really hope it resonated with you all, and I hope that just reading it, you could kind of like feel me and how I was where I was, and you could kind of see the growth as to where I am now. Okay, so here we go. Hey, baby girl, I see you. I know for so long you just wanted to feel safe. You wanted someone to sit with you, listen to you, and not make you feel like you were too much or not enough. I am sorry for all the time you felt invisible, for the time you cried silently, holding things in because you didn't want to be a burden, for all the moment you didn't feel chosen, even when you gave your whole heart. I know you tried to be strong before you were ever ready. I know you carried things you didn't even deserve. And I'm so proud of you for surviving. But I want you to know something now. You don't have to be strong at all. You don't have to be strong all the time. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to laugh out loud and be yourself. You're allowed to take up space when you need it. I promise to protect you now. I will love you like no one else ever could. I will speak gently to you, even on the days I don't feel like it. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You are not unworthy. You are not a victim. You are loved. You are light. You are powerful. And from now on, I got you, always and forever, with all my love, myself. So I wrote this to myself while I was in therapy. I wrote this, I think this was in, let me see, let me go back real quick. This date here, oh wow, 2016. So I wrote this to myself in 2016, and I was talking about the little girl in me. But little did I know that I was ever one day was going to share this on my podcast. And back then, 2016, I didn't even know I was going to have a podcast where I'll be able to share myself in this way to you guys. So, and how this changed me was it really helped me loving myself more and loving her, loving meaning loving the little child. It helped me to become the woman that I am today. But now I don't even feel shame. I'm not ashamed of myself because I really used to feel shame. Like, even when I started this podcast, I was shameful because there were things I wanted to share that I felt like I couldn't really share because I will feel judged. So now, fast forward to now, I forgive faster, which turns to why I forgive myself from all the past stuff that had happened. I'm protecting my peace now. And from now on, every day on, like the last 10 years, I feel like I've grown so much from like letting myself know that it's okay not to feel shame. So now I let joy in every chance I get. I long for joy. And if I'm doing anything that's not, bringing me joy in any way, I don't do it. So I wanted to share that. I know that was a lot, but I wanted to share that because I feel like, as adult, right? As human, period, we don't think about the little girl or little self, right? But when we take a look and really dig deep and see that little girl or that little boy back then, everything that we do, we see it as a reflection of that child back then. So, a shift of mindset, real quick. I just want to invite everybody who's ever felt like, they've gone through something that they feel like they don't have no clue as to why the stuff in their life happen or why they're happening. I want you to know everything in life happened for a reason. And how we react to them is what's important. And at time, we may feel like, we're lost. But the best thing for you to do is find somebody who will help you through it, like a therapist. Find your therapist that will help you through it. Because going through this really helped change the way I parent. It also like helped me love my husband more. I mean, I don't know if y'all know, but I could say that now that I'm actually in love with my husband because before I couldn't have said that. And now I see how, just going back and embracing who that little girl was back then had helped shape the woman that I am today. So I wanted to ask anybody, right? Anybody who's listening, I want to ask one question. What did your younger self need to hear? Like, what do you think that your younger self need to hear from you today? And if you have a chance or if you can, like, I want you to take a pen and paper, not on your phone, but take a pen and paper and write that to your little girl. Just let your little girl know that, or not your little girl, but the little girl or little boy back then. Let them know that, you hear them, you see them, like you are there for them. And just know that that little girl or that little boy back then wants to hear from you. And another thing, and if you can, just be the one to give them that, like give them that validation that they need, because they can only hear it from you. And I really hope that this episode really helped resonate with somebody. And if you feeling up to it, like come share your letters with me, share it. Let me know what y'all think about this episode, because I feel like as human, we're not far too gone where we feel like, it's over. No, it's not. You don't have to wait to be perfect to share your story or even to start healing. You just need to begin somewhere. And I feel like with, showing yourself love and grace and with the encouragement that you need from, like, people. And if you have courage to go back and bring that little version of you forward, do it. Bring them into this new life that you have embracing, and learn to love your whole self, because the only thing we could do for ourselves is love ourselves more than we love other people. And continue to show yourself love every day. Wake up smiling, wake up singing, wake up feeling joy. Be yourself. Don't let anybody take your joy from you. And just be yourself, be real, love you more. And I just want to say until next time, just keep loving your life after. And that's what all this is about. Loving our life no matter what. And that's what love life after was stem from. To love life after no matter what happened in your life. If y'all have any question, comment, or concern, please email me at lovelifeafter18@gmail.com or hit us up on our social media at love.lifeafter. And I hope to hear your stories, and hopefully it will inspire you to be yourself and share your own story. And remember that there is life after all.